Ball in my court, high step is a layup. My life like a movie, just keep moving, it's a trailer. Chefing in my kitchen, got me trying to get my cake up. I thank God for all this coming to me, not straight up. Ball in my court, high step is a layup.
What is up? We are back. He's with us. Punch down on that subscribe button if you're watching this on YouTube. Ash, how you feeling, man? How you been?
Stuff, brother. Thanksgiving, man. Ate a lot, bro. Turkey. We had roast, beef roast. We had stuffing. We had both my wife and my family come together. Everybody brought a dish. Yeah, it was wild.
I heard you were cooking up.
I cooked too. Yeah, I cooked a lot. I had this chicken, man. Had everybody going crazy.
You didn't bring any?
Nah, it's just old now. But that shit, I can make some for you, bro. That shit's crazy, bro.
Bring the chicken next time.
I got you.
You cook up on the court. You cook up in the kitchen.
Of course.
You do it all, man.
Yeah.
How's it been for you getting all this feedback? You know, Julius Randle post, Jay-Z talk. The people from New York weren't happy about it, but I feel like the people outside of New York were with you.
Bro, yo, I'm just putting out my opinion, man, and people are fucking with it, you know. And I'm excited that we're just getting engagement, bro. But like, that's just how I feel. Like I was shocked about how many people supported the Jay-Z thing because, like I said, everyone consensus is dude is the best rapper. That's the consensus.
I'm starting to wonder if that's a New York thing.
I feel the same
way.
I
feel he's like that guy, like, you know, top 5 easily, in my opinion. But I'm starting to feel like from what I was seeing with that engagement that there was a lot of people that agreed with you.
Absolutely. I mean, what's his name? What's that dude's name? Young Gip or whatever from Atlanta. I forget his. He used to rap with Yin Yang Twins and all that, right? He's been talking shit about Jay-Z for a long time. Okay. And he's a you know, Atlanta dude. He says he don't fuck with him at all. He's like, yo, I don't think he's the best. How you consider him the best? And so he went on Vlad TV and just went crazy on Jay-Z like a year ago. And he's saying that a lot of people from, you know, down south, you know, Cali really don't consider Jay-Z the best. You know, it's that New York shit. So maybe you got something. You know.
I respect Vlad because he's a content machine, but I don't respect some of the questioning. Some of the questioning is crazy.
Vlad is wild, bro. Vlad, I'm shocked that he still does it. Like, he's making money. I don't know why. He must enjoy just interviewing people. You know, like,
well, he gets a lot of stuff out. Like, he is the gold standard for like putting tremendous amount of content out. Oh my
God, bro, that dude is. I mean, it's crazy, man. It's a machine, bro. They got a machine over there, bro, and they're editing stuff so fast, bro. And I mean, I don't know what it is. I mean, he must be giving out the bag, bro, because I be seeing people desperate coming on there, just telling their life away, bro. Telling stories.
Out there telling on themselves.
Telling on other people. Putting out information that nobody knew about, nobody was asking for, you know? So, but he get people spilling the tea all the time. So I got to give him respect for that. But I don't know how. I just don't understand. Another thing is, like, this is the fucked up thing about Vlad, bro. Dog, bring a Russian person on your fucking show. Bring somebody from your culture, bro. Like, why are you taking down our culture? Huh? Bring Vladimir Putin on the show. I know he got some dirt.
So you're saying he's a culture vulture?
100%. Come on, bro. Dog, niggas didn't know Vlad was Russian forever. He don't even show his face, bro. Niggas thought he was a black dude because
he didn't show his face for a while.
For a while, bro.
That's a crazy way to interview.
Dog.
Wait, that just looks like interrogation,
dog,
right?
That's what I'm saying. Dog, he's a wild dude. Then you had to Google him. You was like, nah, fam, this ain't Vlad. This motherfucker ain't Vlad. Yo, he a goofy looking motherfucker too.
Speaking of investigative journalism, the Josh Giddey situation. It's a nasty situation. But I don't know, man. Your boy Stephen A. trying to save Malika Andrews out here. Des Bryant, we miss you.
Des Bryant, we miss you. I miss you. But I got something to say real quick. Yo, Stephen A., man. Like, first of all, man, like, I'm so happy that everybody went at Malika Andrews. I have been talking about this woman calling out people's dirt, like, uncalled for at their biggest moments. You
Joe Mazzulla, Brandon Miller.
100%. Yeah. Like, I was like, bro, like, I get it, right? if you want to point light at some people's mishaps, right? Do not do it at their greatest moments. Joe Mazzulla was the youngest coach in the history of the NBA, and he got moved up as an assistant coach because of what happened with Ime Udoka and whatnot. And this is 34-year-old coach. That's a huge opportunity for a championship-based team. And at his highest moment, you call out a situation that
from years ago,
when he was 18 or 21 or 20 years old, bro.
From years ago, that was already settled.
Exactly. And he was a college kid. Like, granted, still not a great situation that he put himself in, but it just felt out of place at that moment. You know what I mean? Now, let's say for some reason Joe Mazzulla does something wrong involving a woman. Okay, you can bring it up. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Has Malika Andrews had a perfect resume her entire life? You know what I mean? I'm sure she's got some issues, some skeletons. You know what I mean? Let's bring it up. Somebody can do some dirt on her and find, you know what I mean? I'm sure you can find something on her. So I thought it was uncalled for. But Stephen A, bro, dog, I don't know what's going on ESPN and First Take, bro. It is not. It's like a reality show now these days. It doesn't seem like I'm even getting facts about basketball. I'm often getting unique opinions from people who are jaded and have just weird perspectives on things. You know what I mean? Only when Tim Legler gets on there, I feel like, okay, I'm getting some real basketball information. You know what I mean?
Let me see if you feel how I feel, because I look at it as that Stephen A often just states the obvious and then screams into a mic about it.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, Stephen A, bro, I often tell, I talk to my brother about Stephen A all the time, right? I'm like, this dude don't watch basketball. This dude, I swear he don't watch basketball. I swear he listens to other people. Other people's, he listens to people who are smarter than him, and then he just makes opinions on that shit that, are hot takes. Dog, you know how many times he's been he'll say some shit he'll be talking about, let's say he'll be talking about the Warriors or something like that, and he'll start talking about this specific player. I'm like, this dude's injured, bro. Did you watch the game? This dude wasn't even in the game. You know, who was it the other day? I forget who it was, but he pointed out somebody. He was talking about somebody that was gonna help the team, and I was like, this dude's been injured all season, bro. What are you watching? Yeah,
and on top of that, I know you said you agreed with him with the Klay Thompson thing, but he's just stating the obvious by saying Klay Thompson is trash, or however he said it. Tell me if you feel like this is going to continue. You feel like this is going to get better. How could he get better? Yeah. How could he improve? What is he doing wrong? Not just you're playing like hot trash.
Yeah, I know, right? You know how he's like, Stephen A is like, my brother, Klay Thompson, you have slipped tremendously.
Where's the in-depth analysis in that? We all know he slipped from what he showed thus far. Do you think he's going to get better? How do you think he can get better? Is this the Klay Thompson we're going to see moving forward? That's in-depth analysis. Tell me how you feel, not just screaming to a mic the obvious in what you think is an entertaining and articulate way.
I just don't think he watches that many games. First of all, the dude has...
Yeah, he's acting.
He works so much. I don't know. His salaries, it's public knowledge, but bro, ESPN got this dude doing every single shift. Every time there's breaking news, they gotta put, you be seeing him, you could see the do-rag line on his head, he just took it off, bro. Dog, let this dude sleep a little bit. They pull him up, they gotta get his opinion because he is ESPN.
He's the face.
You know what I mean? He's the face.
We talked about the face of the NBA last time.
He's the face of ESPN. So they have him talk, bro. They have him talking USC. Dog, you saw when they had him commenting for UFC? Dog, Joe Rogan was pissed, bro. Joe Rogan was pissed because he don't know.
Time out, bro. The duo wasn't Rogan and Stephen A.
It was Rogan, Stephen A. and somebody else.
That's a wild duo.
It was wild, bro.
That's a wild
duo.
Dog,
Rogan was pissed, bro. They were like, yo, they asked his opinion first. Yo, I was like, look at Joe Rogan's face, bro.
Yo, that's a sick duo.
Duh, that shit was wild. But dog, I get it. He's their cash cow. right? Like his opinion is interesting because he says wild stuff. But dog, he's doing so much. There is no way he can watch all these games. There's just no way. I don't think he's watching games like that. I think he watched maybe the fourth quarter, an interesting game that he likes. And then the rest of the time, he's just guessing. He's hearing probably what Wendy has to say, what Zach Lowe has to say, what people who are really watching every game, dissecting it, going back, watching play-by-play, all that stuff. He hears their opinion. He takes a little bit of that, and then formulates his own opinion off of it and tries to make people laugh. You know?
Yeah, he says a lot without saying much.
Yeah, he don't, you know. I stopped watching him a while ago. I honestly, I think one of the, I lost a lot of respect for him for the whole Max Kellerman situation. I was a huge Max guy. Max was entertaining, bro. And it's sad that he's not entertaining.
Imagine being your size, but really good at basketball.
I know. Bro.
Yo, that was hilarious, bro.
He had some hilarious takes, bro.
The thing about that one was, if it was like a couple years ago, I'd be like, you know, Max, you don't quite understand. This guy played at the highest level, but at the end of the day, funny is funny, and that was hilarious.
Now, Max.
Imagine being your size, but really good at basketball.
Max was so on it, and I don't know what it was, but he was great with Stephen A. You know, and independently, he wasn't great. He had his own show. Right, they gave him his own show right after he left First Take, and that didn't do well. With
Keyshawn and Jay Williams.
Well, he had that, but he had his own show
as
well too. That was man, I forget what it was called. It was like a podcast radio type show.
Okay,
where he took calls and stuff like that. But it was him by himself. But then he did the Keyshawn stuff.
That's a tough thing to do, by the way.
Very tough.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
He played well off Stephen A. I think Stephen A. is probably a tough person to just go back and forth with. He's a strong, opinionated person. He talks a lot.
You have to learn how to work with him.
You got to learn how to work with him. You got to learn how to get what you can get in before he kind of goes into his thing. And he's a tough act to follow. At the end of the day, he's entertaining he's there because he's entertaining. So you're going to have to follow up with something more, as entertaining at that level. And I thought he did a great job. I don't know what Stephen A. was talking about. Max that wasn't good, made the show not good. He's like, oh, he's not a basketball guy. He never played basketball. You didn't play basketball, bro. You played D2 at Winston-Salem State.
Max put in the work just like Stephen A.
A freshman year, I think.
Yeah, Max put in the work just like Stephen A. because he was doing public access back in the 80s, bro.
I know.
And he was rapping too.
Oh, he can spit.
Yeah.
Yo, he can spit.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy, bro.
Yeah.
He had the shaved head, bro. He looked menacing.
Yeah.
No, Max is my guy, man. I hope the best for him, bro.
He's probably okay.
I'm sure he's okay.
Yeah.
Anything that he tries to do, I'm gonna always support. So, I always like Max more than I like Stephen A. So,
yeah, Max he's a smart dude.
Brilliant. I mean, he went to Columbia. Super smart guy.
Yeah. Let's shift to the Rookie of the Year race because it's looking like it's gonna come down to the two true unicorns, and they're both truly unicorns. Chet is obviously in a better basketball situation. Wemby is in a tougher situation, but I do like the way that the Spurs are going about it. They're just it's an experiment. Let him play. I like that early. I think you could make his game more role-based as the season rolls on, but let's see what we have right now, right? Let's see what we have with Wemby. I love it. I said I wanted Pop to take on that Press Maravich role, right? And let him be Pete. Let him just do what he does. Not comparing him to Pete, but I like the idea of that. And Chet is just he's in a good situation. He's playing with SGA. He's playing with a team that was already pretty good, and he fills every gap that team needed. I think Chet is probably winning the race right now because of his efficiency and his impact on winning.
Yeah, I mean, man, it's Chet's definitely winning the race. I still think they're gonna give it to Wemby. I think they want Wemby to be the face.
I mean, if SGA is
if it's close, I think they're gonna give it to Wemby.
Yeah, but if the Spurs are one of the worst teams in the league, and the Thunder are fourth or fifth in the West, you might have to give it to Chet. Also, if Chet stays 50, 40, 90, and their stats are around the same, Chet's higher efficiency.
You got to tell that to Carmelo Anthony because that's what happened with Carmelo and LeBron. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at the numbers, like Carmelo was on a playoff team. He had better numbers than LeBron.
So you're saying the fix was in?
Fix was in. Yeah, I mean, dog. Like, so Wemby, we all know Wemby's gonna be good. You know what I mean? Like that's a like. I don't think that anyone can dispute that. I think he's gonna be much more efficient. Like, I saw a stat that he's shooting like 34% from the field that aren't dunks.
Another thing is he has a higher ceiling than Chet. As much as I love Chet,
He's got a higher ceiling. Like, he's gonna be good. He's gonna figure it out. He also, like, Chet's in a much more ideal situation, a better team. He's got a legit superstar on their team that creates a huge gravity pull that makes Chet be able to get wide open corner threes and, you know, get more offensive rebounds. Like, people are playing Wemby like he's the top guy on the team. You know what I mean? That's a whole different type of mentality. You know what I mean? Being basically your number one guy. The defense is geared towards stopping you. The defense is geared towards stopping, you know, SGA, and he's got a great playmaker, Josh Giddey, getting him easier buckets. Like, they really don't have a point guard over there in Seattle, San Antonio. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a lot, like, it's harder, it's easier for Chet to get better shots. That's why he's more efficient. But I mean,
he also is just a better shooter at this point.
Yeah, I mean, he's second year in the league, you know, so.
Is it? Nah, it's not a second year in the league.
It's
second year in the league, but his first year playing.
That's what I said his second year in the league, bro. No, I don't. I think, yes, you're still difficult, but like.
It's like Ben Simmons had like 3 rookie seasons, right?
Yeah. Bro, I think the NBA, from what I hear, right, you know, all these podcasts, the NBA experience in itself is just craziness. So having to go through that for an entire year and just being like, oh, I got my routine. I know what I'm doing. I know, like Wemby is still figuring out how to be a celebrity. You know what I mean? Like, that's another challenge off the court. You know what I mean? Like, so.
I mean, Chet's getting his notoriety as well.
I agree, but Chet was, you know, he went through a whole year with it already. Like, I mean, wasn't as the notoriety, but like, still. Like, I'm a celebrity. I'm a millionaire. I got money. I can do all this stuff. Like you got that out of your system already. Now you can just focus on ball. You know what I mean? Wemby's still like figuring out, like, okay, you know, what do I do with all this money? What do I do? You know, like, people are noticing me now on the street. I can't walk around. Can't do this.
People always notice Wemby.
Yeah, but like, it's a different type of notice.
Guy's
bro.
like 7'9".
Dude is the biggest person in San Antonio right now. You got
literally and figuratively.
Literally and figuratively, he is the biggest motherfucker in San Antonio. So everywhere he walks, he's got that type of energy. You know what I mean? And like, Chet went through that an entire year. You know what I mean? So like, that's a lot easier. Like I think the psychological component of like playing basketball at the highest level, like, people often don't factor in. Like, dog, you're a fucking celebrity, bro. Like, that's a whole different type of pressure. You know what I mean? So I think getting acclimated to it your first year, I'm sure, is challenging for a lot of rookies, real, true rookies. You know what I mean? So.
And they're both putting up great numbers. And the other thing is with Wemby, since he is playing on a bad team, I think his PPG could probably go up at some point when he starts getting a little bit more comfortable, while Chet is in a good situation. So that points per game will probably stay the same or could get a little bit lower because he's playing with other really good to great players.
Yeah, man, they got a great team over there. And that OKC team looks legit, bro. You know, I'm a huge Lou Dort fan, man. I love people that play defense. So.
It's also interesting with this Josh Giddey situation. I don't know if SGA and Josh Giddey are the greatest fit since they're not really like catch and shoot guys. So maybe like Josh made the decision for them with all this craziness.
Man, Josh Giddey's he's a great piece, though. Like, I don't.
He's
right.
a great player.
You're right.
Another thing is you could probably get a lot for him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah, I understand what you're saying about the fit situation. But man, he's a utility player, bro. He's
really
just a
good.
guy that, like, he's just a winning player, you know. And dog,
complete
he's
player.
21. Yo, when this whole scandal came out, I was like, oh, bro, this is wild, bro. And then I looked up, I'm like, bro, he's 21. Like, I'm not saying, you know, mess with underage girls and stuff like that, but like, I understand being around 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds can, like, that can easily lead to finding yourself in a situation where there are underage people that have said that there are certain ages. I'm not
Yeah,
accusing the woman of anything. You know what I mean?
Like getting stuck in a 21 and over club.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
bro. I so I just didn't realize how young he was. So yeah, 21-year-olds are gonna hang out with 20-year-olds, 19-year-olds, and 19-year-olds are gonna hang out with 17-year-olds. So like it's you are in the proximity of being around someone underage all the time. So hopefully they resolve the situation, and it's just an ugly situation either way. Whatever the circumstances are, if the allegations are true. So
Yeah, Steph playing at an all-time level still. Clay struggling, Wiggins struggling. He actually had a pretty good game against the Kings the other night in the midseason tournament. Maybe he could get it together. I was actually more concerned with Wiggins than Clay because I felt Clay cared too much, and Wiggins, it felt like he didn't care enough. There was reports that he wasn't even in shape. But at the end of the day, do they have enough around Steph Curry with their current roster? Do you think the dynasty is over? I never liked the fit with CP3 on that team. I felt like on offense, him and Draymond didn't fit. I felt like on defense, him and Steph Curry are too small, and you're going to want to play your best players in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's over. Absolutely over. Not even close. I mean, I think one of the biggest issues is like the NBA now is dominated by length. Like teams that have like 2 or 3 legitimate long wingmen
That could get up and down.
Are just dominating.
Yeah.
The Warriors have 0 of them. They have Jonathan Kuminga, who doesn't play. Like it's just like, so that's one issue.
And that's stymieing their future.
Yeah, 100%. That and adding Chris Paul is like going the complete opposite way of that. You know what I mean? Now, I think the most underrated component of the Warriors dynasty was camaraderie. Like Kevin Durant said the number one reason he went to that team was because it looked like they were having fun all the time playing. He's like, yeah, I saw the record. Yeah, I understand they beat us, and but like he said in a podcast with Draymond, he's like, you want to go to a place, you want to work at a place where you enjoy your job, and it looked like they enjoyed their job.
And Denver and the Kings feel like that not only from a continuity and chemistry point of view, but how they play Warrior-style basketball. Kind of got that feel with like not only the style of play, but the chemistry and continuity that you're talking about.
Absolutely. So that's the number one thing that I think is gone from that team, and that's why I believe the dynasty is over, because they don't look like they like each other anymore. Like they don't look like they trust each other anymore. Clay had a terrible game the other night. I forget who they were playing.
Was it the Kings in season?
Where Steph missed the game-winning shot.
Yeah, second half he was 0 for 5.
Yeah, and Clay was wide open for a wide-open 3. I know Steph saw him, and Steph forced it on 2 people from 35 feet. And, like, that's the type of trust that's gone from that team. And you could see Clay was pissed. He was wide open. He had his hands up, waiting, and watched a shot, missed it, and he was pissed. And I don't like Clay. Seems like the type of guy who, I don't know, holds himself accountable. So like, I think he understands why Steph shot it. Steph had it going. Clay didn't. But I think regardless, Steph would have made that pass in the past on that championship team. Clay's wide open. Mm-hmm. Trust him. You know what I mean? He doesn't trust him anymore. I think that's why the team it's done. It's like Dario Saric was supposed to be just a player. They fucking need every single bit of production that he's getting. Like he is a valuable asset to that team right now. Like he is one of the key pieces to the success of that team right now. Dario Saric.
Yeah.
It's sad, bro. And I feel bad because what LeBron is doing in terms of his age, the amount of work he's still doing at his age, we should be just as impressed with Steph. It's crazy, especially for a small guard. Small guards in this NBA do not last, bro. They do not last.
I mean, and then eventually Wiggins and Clay aren't going to have the same gravity, especially Clay, and it's going to get tougher and tougher for Steph. So I'm sure this is even more impressive than if Clay and Wiggins were playing well.
I agree. You know what I mean? It's just this NBA is not built for anyone, honestly, to have a long career. It's just like the speed of the game, the pace, like the how athletic it is. It's just like people, you see great players are like 32 not getting calls anymore. You know what I mean? So
well, that's partly because a lot of the teams are potential based and not in win now mode.
Yeah.
Like the Spurs are not going to take a good 30-year-old for the most part.
I still think that's problematic because I think that teams, like young players, need veteran advice. They they need a vet on the team, bro, to show them, bro, this is what you do. We're playing a big game. It's a back-to-back. Don't go out to the club, fam. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Joe Ingles with the Magic. We see Dylan Brooks and Fred VanVleet with the Rockets, and both those teams are playing great, and it's partly because of those additions.
I agree. Man, that Orlando team is looking phenomenal right now.
I tried to tell you a few episodes. We got to pull that one back. I don't
remember that shit. I don't know. That footage is deleted, brother.
And on that note, we'll get out of here. Remember, if you're listening to this on YouTube, punch down on that subscribe button. Watching this on YouTube, punch down on that subscribe button. If you're listening on your audio feed, punch down on that subscribe button. Ash, you have anything before we leave?
No, I'm good. You know I'm good. Man, I keep it quiet at the end, man. This is all you, brother.
It's all you, bro. Talk soon.
All right.